Hello everybody and welcome back. Today we're gonna talk about a new Lego game idea I had and I will be doing future videos as well. For this Lego game idea is a Lego Disney game, and my idea is that it will have 10 movies in it, maybe future DLC for more movies, and 5 level for each movie, and 5 mini kits per level, and the mini kits will be the Disney castles because that's the most iconic thing that I could think of. If you have any better ideas, please leave them in the comments below. Now for today's video will be the first movie, and that is Aladdin. Now, to go with with my ideas, first I have a free couple of parts that this will be cut into. First the story, then the characters and their abilities, not all of them, just the main characters and villains, and then the open world free roam locations that you will have for the movie. Now let's get started. Chapter 1, the movie. No, the story. Chapter 1, the story. The story starts with a cutscene of Jafar and Beggar trying to get the genius lamp but failing. And I believe that in order to make this fun, maybe in Lego humor format, maybe the Cave of Wonder first looks like Jafar, but then it shakes his head and it looks like what it looks like in the movie. And when you start playing, it will start with an open world segment rather than a level, just like Lego Star Wars: The Skywalker Saga, and it will be to escape to Aladdin's home, doing certain maneuvers and using Aladdin's skill to make the guards run past you and out of the blocked path. And of course, because it's a Lego game, you have a player 2, but of course that is easily just made for Abu, who can be player 2 in this scenario. And after that segment you will have a little cutscene of Aladdin dreaming of a better life, Jasmine rejecting a prince, Jafar and seeing Jafar manipulating the Sultan, and Jasmine escaping. Then you will go back to open world segment where you steal a melon as Aladdin and Abu, as you then see Jasmine and help her get out of trouble. As you know, she took an apple and gave it to a boy without really realizing that was stealing, and almost got her hand cut off. But then you cut to another cutscene when you've done with that, and Jafar finds out Aladdin is the diamond in the rough who he's been looking for, who can get into the Cave of Wonders. And then you see Aladdin show Jasmine his home, and they get to know each other until the guards interrupt. Jasmine reveals herself to try and save Aladdin, but Aladdin gets caught anyway because, well, it was an order of Jafar. And in prison he meets an old man who looks very creepy and ugly, but you know it's Jafar, and who gives him an offer to help in exchange for his freedom and riches. This leads to going through the Cave of Wonders, which, while blocked off for the story, it will be fully available for exploration after the story is done, because, well, the cave collapses during the story. But, well, everybody wants to explore it if you can. And then we get to level 1, the Cave of Wonders. This level will start once you're in the cave, with the goal to reach and grab the genie lamp through different puzzles and obstacles, one of which will serve as an introduction to the magic carpet, as it brings down stuff from a higher place as you can use to build. Because he won't be able to fly it just yet, because in the movie he only flies it first when they actually get out of the cave. And it would be too easy otherwise, I think. Now, after comes a cutscene of Aladdin grabbing the genie lamp, but for a little Lego humor moment, I think instead of grabbing the ruby like in the movie, Abu grabs a lightsaber, causing the cave to start collapsing. The next section of the level will be flying the magic carpet towards the cave's exit, kind of like the end of the Death Star level in a complete saga, which leads to the old man betraying, or Jafar betraying Aladdin and trying to kill him, but Abu saves Aladdin and takes the genie lamp back. And then the final part of the level will be going and finding the magic carpet, and then with the magic carpet to fly and use it to get the genie lamp. And then afterwards it plays a cutscene of a friend like me, and then the level ends. And then after that you get the open world segment where you do a couple of puzzles to make Aladdin find out what wish he wants to make, because in the movie he only made the wish after he figured out that he needs to be a prince to be with Jasmine, and this will be like, how can I get with Jasmine? And then you do a lot of things, and then one of them leads to him figuring out that becoming a prince he will be able to marry Jasmine. And then once you've done that, you talk to the genie, and then Aladdin makes his wish to become a prince. Then on to level 2 is name called Prince Ali. You ride Abu the elephant and walk to Agrabah, and then make your way to the palace, which will be a kind of a short level, which is kind of like the first level of the Phantom Menace. And then you will have an open world segment where you can now explore the castle, the palace I mean, and help some servants with a couple of tasks they have trouble doing due to injuries or other reasons. When done, it will be night and you're unable to meet Jasmine through the door due to guards, and of course Jasmine herself won't let you in, so you fly the magic carpet to her balcony, which starts the third level, which is called Magic Carpet Ride. I mean, this is one of the most iconic moments in the movie. You can't not make it a level, right? So in this level, you will fly around with Jasmine, and this will be kind of a level. We'll fly around the world and see a couple of different locations in the world, which will, as a fun little which will reference a couple of other movies. Like in China, you'll see Shan Yu falling down from one of the exploding fireworks, which I think would be kind of fun, as it will show that he's there at the end of Milan. And then after that level, you're back to the open world segment. Jafar pretty much immediately catches Aladdin and throws him off a cliff and gets saved with his second wish. He then shows the Sultan who Jafar really is by smashing his staff. And Lagu steals the lamp after a while, and Jafar becomes the Sultan, then the most powerful sorcerer, and sends Aladdin, Abu, and the magic carpet flying out of Agrabah, which will start level 4, which is Save Agrabah. You reunite with Abu in a snowstorm because I don't think this will be able to be an open world segment because it's too far away from Agrabah. And it will be a nice 4th level. And player 1 and player 2 will be separated and will need to reunite, and then after you reunited, they needed to get the tower off of the magic carpet, like in the movie, and then fly to Agrabah to save it from Jafar, which will be the end of the level. And then after that level is the final open world segment before the story is over, which will be you land with the carpet at the palace, but up at the bottom, and you need to use Aladdin's skill to climb through the what's it called, the window that he arrives in the movie, which will start the final level, which will only be called Jafar. In this final level, you sneak through the main hall to try to steal the lamp. When that fails, you fight Jafar in his ultimate sorcerer snake version, where you wait for him to get his head stuck and hit him with your sword. Again, with this I'm open to other ideas of how to fight him. And I think that would be a good way to do it. And then when he is in his genie version, you need to get to his lamp, and that will end the level. The story ends when you save the kingdom, free the genie, and marry Jasmine like in the movie. Now for the characters and their abilities, for Aladdin, you will have agility, the ability to throw apples, and can steal objects without being noticed, and blend into crowds. Again, he's a master thief and the son of the king of thieves. Magic carpet will not be part of his moveset, because I believe it will be better as a vehicle that can be summoned by the player. And Abu will also have agility. Will be able to throw bananas, kind of this, like Aladdin can throw apples, but what separates him from Aladdin is that he can go into small spaces. Now, I've kind of almost forgot this, but the throwing apple part is not part of the movie, but it's actually comes from the old video game they made of the movie. I don't remember what system it was on, where it was Super Nintendo or what. But I remember that and thought it would be nice to make it part of his ability, kind of referencing that. Now, Jasmine will have the abilities to get through royalty, only security that only royalty can pass through, and disguising herself to also get through other not be found, to blend in with what's it called, commoners, and summon her tiger, which she can ride. Only she can ride the tiger though. And then the genie, the regular genie type, will have super strength and be able to disguise himself to bypass any security. And the free version of the genie, which is when he is freed by Aladdin with his last wish, won't be unlocked through the story, but you need to unlock afterwards. His abilities will be the ability of flight, super strength, creating things for certain puzzles, obstacles, and disguising himself to bypass any security. To unlock him, you need to complete all of his side quest storyline, which will take place across each movie, because at the end of the movie he wants to explore the world, so I thought it would be a neat idea that you can find him across each movie after you've completed each story, and there he will have certain missions in each place, and then the final one will take place in Aladdin's world again, and that's where. And then you can buy him for 100 million studs. I think that's a fair amount, especially for what he can do, and the fact that you already have the original version of him. And then Jafar, the regular Jafar, will have hypnosis, which will get you through any security gate, otherwise requiring specific type of character like royalty and so on. Magic that works like projectiles, like in Harry Potter. And let's see. And it will also work like Wingardium Leviosa in Harry Potter, where you can use it to, or the Force from Source, to build objects without directly touching it. And this version of Jafar, will cost 1,000,000 studs after beating the story. And then, finally, the last character we'll go through for this section is the Genie version of Jafar. He will have the same abilities as Genie, but is only unlockable after 100% completing all Aladdin's levels and open world sections, which will be everything in the world of Aladdin is complete and will cost 100,000,000 studs as well. And the open world locations you can explore will be Agrabah, of course, the Sultan's Palace, of course, the Cave of Wonders, and outside of that, I think we could have a couple of oases and ruins in the desert, and maybe even add, I don't know, maybe have the place that takes place in Aladdin, the King of Thieves, that little city, but maybe that could also just be made into DLC. Anyway, that's all for today's video, and I hope you enjoyed.